A very happy World Environment Day to one and all. In the year 1972, on the first day of Stockholm Conference on Human Environment in 1972 by United Nations, after much discussions and deliberations, they decided to have an integration of human interactions and environment. And it took another 2 years in 1974. The first World Environment Day was held with a theme called Only One Earth. And it continued now. We have come to this year now of the World Environment Day. Today is June 5th. And the theme for this year is Time for Nature. We are going through this pandemic time, very tough time for mankind, and because of this COVID-19 epidemic. So the concept is the food we eat, the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the climate that makes our planet habitable all have to come from the nature. So this is a real exceptional time in which nature is sending us a message. To care ourselves, we must take care of the nature. And you look at the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom, we can see that they change themselves when the nature needs a change. But at the same time, we, the so-called mankind, there is no kindness in them. We change the nature as per the change what we need. That is the biggest mistake what we have done. In fact, old Veda says, Yatra Vishwam Bhavati Ekanidam, means the entire world must be like a single nest. So the first theme of World Environmental Day is exactly defined something like this, which our ancestors have done thousands of years ago. Now, when you look from the modern perspective, the most famous scientist, Le Chatelier, which we all know, Le Chatelier principle of equilibrium. The main job of mankind is to maintain the equilibrium of the nature, of the whole world. But we try to disturb it all the time. Le Chatelier says, when any system at equilibrium for a long period of time, if it's subject to a change because of concentration, temperature, volume or pressure, the system will change to a new equilibrium. And this change partly counteracts an applied change. So generally people look at this as a chemistry principle, but this is a very generic principle which we can apply to environment also. When we try to go against nature, all goes wrong. That is what is happening. That is what we are seeing now. So in this World Environment Day, I think we must take a pledge to see that we will never break or we will never spoil this equilibrium of the nature. I like to remember some of the ancient wisdom slokas which are very relevant even today. In ancient Bharat, Most of the spiritual activities and other programs, of course, all starts with connecting nature. One of the Shanti mantra, it's very interesting to understand. Om Dhyau Shanti Antariksham Shanti Prithvi Shanti Apah Shanti Oshadhaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishwadeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantirevi Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is a very old Vedic Shanti mantra in which Om Dhyau Shanti, it means we are looking for a peace for the heaven, Dhyau. Then we need Shanti, the same equilibrium, what I was talking about, the same balance, Antariksham, environment, Shanti. Next comes to Prithvi, the whole world, the Bhumi where we live, we need a Shanti. Apa means water. We need clean water. Shanti, we want Shanti for water. Oshadhaya Shanti. All medicinal plants. We want an equilibrium and balance and Shanti. Vanaspataya Shanti. The whole vegetation, all forest, every vegetation around the globe, we want a balance and equilibrium. Vishwadeva Shanti. We want entire Shanti. We are praying to Vishwadeva. The whole Brahma we need Shanti. And Sarvam Shanti. We want balance and Shanti everywhere. And we want to see Shanti inside Shanti. Peace in peace. You just tell me, can we have a better way of taking a pledge other than chanting this sloga today on this 5th of June? Our great forefathers, with their foresight, they have taught us how we should live in line with environment. And the whole world, because of our greed, we went out of need. Just because of our greed, we spoiled the balance and equilibrium of this nature. And all these problems started. I also want to share with you an interesting thought which suddenly came into my mind now, which my grandfather used to tell those days. Ancient days in India, before, if you want to construct a house or a home, the people in the village, they go to the nearby forest and search for a perfect tree. The perfect tree means they look for a tree which had enough flowers, enough blooming, enough fruits, enough shade, produced enough oxygen. The tree which had a fulfilled life of hundreds of years. They look for the right tree and they go to the tree. And first day, they perform a small puja in front of the tree. And they request all the inhabitants in the tree, all sakala characharas, all the birds, insects, monkeys and whatnot, everything. They plead them, they request them. We have to construct a Manushyalayam, because we cannot live like you people. We are not designed in that fashion. So we have to construct a house. So you people have to move from this tree to some other neighboring tree, so that once you safely shift yourself, then I can cut and use it. After this request, they do a sloka. It is taken from an ancient text called Kaushikayam. It says like this: Yaniha bhutani vasantidanim balim grihitva vidhaval prayuktam anyatra vasam parikalpayami kshamantu tanudya namostu tebhyo. Yaniha bhutani vasantidanim. They are requesting the tree, all the inhabitants, to please go from here, because we have to do all these things. Once you can go, then I can happily cut this. I can take the permission from the tree. You may call it as a foolish statement, like, how can you take a permission from a tree? But in my experience, it is possible. I had a small jackfruit tree in my garden here, which never bloomed in its lifespan till today. A year ago, I started literally pampering, taking care of him, talking to him. I told you, are really good, very nice. Why don't you bloom? Why don't you make some fruits? Maybe the so-called scientific thinkers may criticize me on this statement, but it is a reality. A year ago, I got 2 jackfruits in my jackfruit tree. I mean, it could respond. So this response is possible. There is a life in everything. So after all these birds and other animals moved out of this tree, again the third day, the team will go to this tree and ask the permission. Now I like to cut you to construct my house. Will you permit me to do that? This very same tree will happily agree to cut. And when you use such a wood to construct a house, the shining of that house will remain thousands of years. I have seen similar houses which are existing hundreds of years. My own home is 120 years old. I have seen many houses which are 500 years, 600 years, and 1000 years. I am just trying to share with you the kind of concern what our forefathers had to the nature. Somewhere in the passage of time, greedy people like us, we lost all this. We just came out of the nature. We only thought about ourselves. We thought that we can survive without anybody. It's not like that. So I believe today, in this World Environment Day, let us remember all those great grandfathers, great grandfathers who developed this concept, and today the world has to follow it. If you want to come out of an epidemic like COVID, the best thing is don't go against nature. Don't break that balance. Don't spoil that equilibrium. And let us make this world the same concept what we say, the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Let us all live in the single world, as one single kind of creed called the mankind. We don't need anything else. Let us be real human beings who are more kind towards the nature, towards the people, towards the society, and towards environment. And I wish you a great Environmental Day today. Thank you so much.